Today we're going to give the final updates of the New Japan G1 Climax, also what's going to happen on the Super J Cup, and of course the Royal Quest. More info on WWE and many other things. So sit back, relax, and welcome to Deleted Wrestlers.
Are you ready? Get up, get up. 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 Get up, get up.
Alright, first things first, I want to apologize. Nico wasn't here today. Something personal has happened. So he sends his apologies for all of you guys. So it's just me writing solo. As people will say, the show must go on, and that's what I'm doing here today. So first things first, I want to talk about, as you all know, I went to this wrestling school called the Level Up Pro Wrestling School. It's in La Mesa, or somewhere up north from here, but it's pretty good. They had this showcase called Gauntlet. So here's some of the highlights of the Gauntlet match. So yeah, that's what happened. So it went from many wrestlers. It started with these two guys, Remy Morgan, who I'm a fan of, versus Chuck Mercer. And then it jumped into the gauntlet match, and you see wrestlers come in and out. The winner of the gauntlet match was Real Player 1, Michael Hopkins. Man, he was great. I like to call him the Street Fighter of the two because he's wearing the Ryu bandana, and he does the Hadouken as well. But yeah, I'm happy for Michael. He's a great wrestler to watch. Now, the main event of the match is what stole the entire show. It originally was supposed to be a regular match between Mike Camden, or should we call him Mr. Numero Uno, versus the Lucha Redneck himself, or the resident redneck in California, Hunter Freeman. So, here's what happened.
Right in the balls.
Get Jimmy now! Get Jimmy!
Oh my gosh. Damn.
Yeah, that's what happened. If you guys heard me laughing, I was laughing hard because it became a no disqualification match, but to me, I like to call it the balls match. They're just punching, kicking on each other's balls. I failed to record two scenes of this match. Hunter Freeman's girlfriend, hands down, I give her effort how she played a role in this, where she's like telling Mike Camden, "Those are my children. I want to have children someday. And I laughed. Everybody there were laughing. I give her hands out how she was getting into it. And the other one scene that I missed was where both Mike Camden and Hunter punched the ref, Jimmy. And then Jimmy got them back. I missed that. But there is a full video of that event you can see on their YouTube channel. So I'm going to set up a link so you guys can follow it and see how it goes. So they will have the gauntlet match and the full match of Mike Camden versus Hunter Freeman. So the next showcase event, if you guys are interested, anywhere in the San Diego area, is going to take place on September 1st. It's already been announced on their social media in Facebook. But they do have, I think, an Instagram or a Twitter page. But I mostly follow them on the Instagram page. So the next one will be on September 1st. So if any of you guys in the local area of San Diego, please check it out. Okay, so let's jump in with the New Japan stuff. Right now, the G1 Climax 29 is in the history books. We're done. It's over. The winner of the G1 Climax is the Golden Star himself, Kota Ibushi. So I'm happy how this turned out. I'm very excited how he's now going to go to Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom 14. I'm excited. He will be facing the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Now, prior before the match, something shocking has happened. The day before the finals, Tama Tonga posted on Twitter that he just recruited a high caliber athlete. Now, we didn't know who it was. I think many fans were speculating, is it someone they know or a guy who you know of but not part of the New Japan brand? I don't know. That person turned out to be Kenta. It started in a match between Kenta teaming with Ishii and Yoshihashi versus Bullet Club members Tama Tonga, Tonga Lao, and Belloc Fale. And what happened next, Kenta kicked Ishii and put him on the go to sleep. And then Shibata tried to confront him for what he did. Now, you probably, if you guys know who Shibata is he returning to wrestling? Just to clarify this, since you saw it, apparently word just got out from Dave Meltzer that they already got in contact about that. They said no, he's still not medical cleared. So sorry guys. I know you guys are probably excited if you watched that. So basically, Kenta is now the newest member of Bullet Club. I can't wait to see where they're going to go with this. I'm sure all of you guys are excited too. Now, before that, we also had another situation that happened. We had a tag team match between Okada and the Ace Tanahashi versus Suzuki-gun members, the leader, Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. Minoru Suzuki pinned Okada, and he's issued a challenge against Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now, this was something that maybe many fans, if you're a diehard Suzuki-gun fan or just Suzuki fan, you feel he needs to be the heavyweight champion. So I'm excited how this is going to go. So the G1's done, so let's move on with the next part of the Super J Cup. Now, we have talked about in the last episode about the J Cup. It's kind of like the best of the Super Juniors, but it will not take place in Japan. It will take place here in the U.S., starting in either Seattle or Tacoma. Now, the card for the whole tournament has not been, out, but I do have for the first day that will take place on August 22nd. Now, here's the full card that I got. Now, this one is not part of the tournament, but they're just throwing it in. We got Carl Fredrickson and Yushin Thunder Liger versus the Young Lions, Ren Narita, and Shota Umino, as you all know him as Shooter by John Moxley. Now, here are the matches for the Super J Cup in this order. Rocky Romero versus Soberano Jr., Clark Connors versus TJP, Carisico versus Bushi, Taguchi versus Jonathan Gresham, Robbie Eagles versus El Fantasmo, Yo versus Dragon Lee, Sho versus Taiji Ishimori, and of course, the dream match, Will Ospreay versus Amazing Red. I'm excited for that match. That's like the one match I gotta see. So if you guys are gonna watch it, watch it. You know you want to see Red. This is his first time going at a New Japan Pro Wrestling platform. I'm excited. Now, the last thing I want to talk about the New Japan thing is the Royal Crest, which is going to take place on August 31st in London, UK, which is the same day as All Elite Wrestling, but that's in UK time. Now, I do got the card for this one, so I'm going to do it in order. But they're also been told there'll be 4 title defenses. Now, let's start in order how it goes. Ren Narita, Shota Umino, and Taguchi versus Roppongi 3K, Sho Yo, and Rocky Romero. Next match. Juice Robinson and Kota Ibushi versus Bullet Club members Hakileo and Yujiro Takahashi. Next match. Robbie Eagles and Will Ospreay of Chaos versus Bullet Club members El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. Next match. LIJ members, or Los Ingordenables de Japón, Sanada and Tetsuya Naito versus Bullet Club members Chase Owens and Jay White. Yeah, we got more Bullet Club members. Now, the next match is for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. It's Bullet Club members who are the current champions, or as we call them, GOD, God's Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Lao versus the winners of the Rev Pro Wrestling Road to Royal Quest tournament. Now, these are mystery opponents. We don't know yet. I hope before we get to Royal Quest they reveal who they are. Next title match is the Never Openweight Championship with champion Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenta. Next title match, we got the RPW British Heavyweight Championship with champion Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. And finally, the main event, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Kazuchika Okada versus Minoru Suzuki. So yeah, it's been officially made since Suzuki made the challenge. It's gonna happen. I'm excited. No, Nico's excited, and I hope he wins the title because he needs this one. So we will keep more updates on this, on the New Japan stuff. So we're gonna keep going forward, but New Japan, it's always been on my list. All right. In a previous episode, I talked about MLW now in alliance with Japanese promotion Pro Wrestling Noah, and of course, 2 of their talent, Alexander Hammerstone, who is the current national openweight champion, and Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. are 2 of the representatives of MLW. They're going to Pro Wrestling Noah for the participation of N1 Victory. Now, it appears that MLW scored another alliance. I'm talking about a Mexican promotion, and this promotion is right next to San Diego. I'm talking about the Crash Lucha Libre. I'm very excited for that because I have been to a Crash event last year with a friend of mine. Nico wasn't there. It was another friend who I met last year, and we wanted to check this out. The atmosphere was great. As you all should know, if you guys follow MLW, Bestia 666 and Rey Horus are from that promotion. They're part of a stable faction called La Rebelión Amarilla, or in translation, the Yellow Rebellion. So I'm excited for MLW now in line with the Crash. As you all see now, we've been seeing promotions are now in alliances with other groups internationally. I'm excited. I can't wait to see who for the Crash is going to come to MLW, or who from MLW is going to go to the Crash. So I will follow more on this if there's any new information, and give you guys the updates. Okay, so right now we're jumping with WWE stuff. Normally I don't put a whole lot, but I did not witness SummerSlam because I was at the showcase. A friend of mine's told me those who are, some things haven't changed, but the one thing that did got my attention is my brother texted me while I was waiting for the showcase to start that Ricochet was dressed up in a Nightwing outfit. And those who don't know, I myself am a Batman fan, and I've always been a fan of Batman. Nightwing is one of the best characters I ever watched. So I when I saw it, I was like, whoa, Ricochet pulled the Nightwing off. Great. I'm like, I love the gear. But right now, I have been following, if you guys been watching the recent episodes with the NXT, about how they're now moving to the Fox Sports 1 channel. This new update came in. This is more like for fans to have a cause of concern. This has been now mentioned on social media. It appears that Vince McMahon wants to get involved with the NXT. Now, many fans I've seen on social media commented this, saying NXT's doomed while Vince gets involved. I would say it could happen. I know that Vince is doing whatever it takes to outdo AEW because they consider them as a threat. They're a direct competition to them. I mean, I understand that, but to me, Triple H was the one who believed in the NXT. I mean, it should be him in charge. I mean, he has had best wrestlers in that brand, and I don't know why Vince wants to get involved. Because if you all recall, the NXT was mostly broadcast pre-tapes, and they posted on the WWE network. But I will follow up more on the NXT stuff, see if there's any updates on this one. But I hope Vince doesn't get involved. I mean, that's the last thing many fans don't want. Now, let's talk about this last thing in WWE. We're going to talk about the return of King of the Ring. Man, it's been so long since we saw King of the Ring. I remember many wrestlers won. Ken Shamrock, Owen Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think Bret Hart. I mean, there's a whole lot, but I'm excited because they're bringing back an old tournament that it's been so long we haven't seen. I'm excited. I know that we have wrestlers like for Raw and SmackDown participating, 8 each, and I forgot the names who are involved, but I will keep an update on the King of the Ring and see where we go from there. Okay, in the previous episode, I talked about House of Glory on one of their particular matches. I'm talking about Private Party versus the Young Bucks. Now, I did watch the match. It was the main event of their latest event called High Intensity 8. Great match. I mean, you got an up-and-coming tag team versus a group like the Young Bucks. They're like veterans. Great match. High-flying technique, teamwork, all of that. As you all know, I've been a fan of tag team when I was a kid, following to the Hardys, the Legion of Doom. You know, I can go on. Great match. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go on Fight TV. It's only like $14.99. If you guys don't have Fight TV, you can either set up an account or use your Facebook. So that's how it is. But great match. Once the match was over, Brian Excel, the owner, was giving his little speech about them, but later he attacked Private Party and the Bucks. And he had help with the New York Wrecking Crew, a tag team I'm not familiarized with. But out of nowhere, Here comes Hangman Page riding his horse. Well, not literally like a horse, but more like he's down to business, and he attacked Brian XL and the New York Wrecking Crew. Like, it's really exciting, you know. People were not expecting that. But yeah, and of course, it was announced that the Young Bucks decided they want to set up another match between Private Party. Part 2. This will take place the following week after the first week of AEW. You will see Private Party and the Young Bucks Part 2. So I'm excited when that comes out. I think that's taking place on August 9th in Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm excited for that match. I hope you guys are too. So that's it for that. We're going to talk about this promotion they're throwing this event. I'm talking about GCW, or known as an acronym for Game Changer Wrestling. This was announced not too long ago. They're going to have this event called Bloodsport 2. You probably asked, what about Bloodsport 1? It already happened, but you can still see that on Fight TV if you already are subscribed to them. This particular event has a match that I think all of you are excited to see. This one will have Josh Barnett versus Jon Moxley. I'm excited for this. Now, you're probably asking, why is it called Bloodsport? If you guys are not familiarized with the movie Bloodsport starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, where he plays this character, or this real-life person named Frank Dux, who goes to Hong Kong to participate in this underground fighting called the Kumite. If you notice, it doesn't have any ring in the film. It was all wires. If you jump out, you're out of bounds. It's more like a submission and striking kind of fight. So basically, with the Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, it became that type of concept, except they removed the ring ropes. You can still see the poles right in each, but much of the first one I saw, it's just submission. Now, not much of the card has been revealed or been put out, but I can tell you who is participating in this particular event. So here they are. We got Killer Cross, Filthy Tom Lawler, Zachary Wentz, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Chris Dickinson, Allison Kay, Matt Mikowski, J.R. Kratos, if I pronounced it right, Lindsay Snow, and Akunisa Minowa. Hope I got that right. I don't want to piss off the Japanese people if I cannot pronounce it right. So practically, these are the people that will participate in Bloodsport 2. The card has not yet been out there or been shown, but I will keep an update on this one. I'm excited to see Jon Moxley versus Josh Barnett. I hope you guys are. Alright, the next thing I'm going to talk about, I hope you guys remember this wrestler named Taka Michinoku. If you're not so familiarized with him, then you got to rewind to go back to WWE when it was known as the World Wrestling Federation. Taka Michinoku was the first ever light heavyweight champion. And then he was part of a stable faction called Kaientai. Of course, if you remember that scene where the manager of Kaientai found out that his wife was messing around with Val Venus, and then you find out that this girl was Taka Michinoku's sister, and they set out to chop off Val Venus' penis off. So that was some great times with them. But of course, the stable faction Kaientai didn't last long. Many of its members left, but the only people remaining was Taka Michinoku and Funaki. They became very popular with their Indeed. But it was a great time. So I still remember many. But you probably ask what happened to Taka Michinoku when he left. He actually had a wrestling school called Kaientai, but it was in Puerto Rico. And after he left WWE, he took the name with him to Japan, and he's been wrestling with many promotions from other than New Japan. He had All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah. I can name a few, but the wrestling school Kaientai he still kept, but he also turned it into a dojo. Basically, he ran it for years until last year. Last year, he got into a scandal about some woman he was involved in for years, and of course, he was fired from the administration. And of course, Kaientai Dojo had to rename themselves. They go now by Action Advanced Pro Wrestling or 2AW. And you're probably wondering what happened to Taka Michinoku after that. Taka was still working with New Japan. He's mostly been with Suzuki-gun. And also been working as a manager for Zack Sabre Jr. But here's the interesting part that I just found out not too long ago. Taka Michinoku started another promotion called Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling. Now, you're probably wondering why does he call it Just Tap Out. There's a reason why. If you guys don't follow New Japan, ever since he became manager to Zack Sabre Jr., he keeps saying the same phrase when he tells his opponents, just tap out. So he's been saying that same phrase when he's next to Zack Sabre Jr. And I have to say it's I saw some clips. I enjoyed it. I will try to put a link to that, see what you guys think, and we'll go from there. But I know he had Minoru Suzuki made an appearance on the first ever event that took place last July. But I think he has that promotion where he has both men and women combined, because if you guys know the Japanese promotions, they separate the guys, the girls, that type of thing. Got all the major promotions are all guys. The females have their own separate promotion. But I'm excited for that. I just don't know what's going to happen. I hope I can see more videos of Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is new acquisitions and promotions. So far I got 3 that became noticed right now. So let's start with, who did AEW recently signed? They just signed the Sloth, Orange Cassidy. You're probably wondering, what? Yeah, they did. I think he's becoming more popular. If you guys are, I never knew who Orange Cassidy was until I saw Double or Nothing when he showed up with how he was kicking Tommy Dreamer. And then I started following him. I have to say he's an interesting wrestler to follow, and I laugh when I watch his matches. I enjoy it. The next acquisition, it was hired by 2 of them actually were signed by WWE. First one is Austin Theory. If you guys are not familiarized with them, then you guys better get off the bus. So yes, Austin Theory is now signed with WWE, and now he's reported to the Performance Center for the August class. But the next acquisition that they signed was someone that many fans have been asking for. They want her. I'm talking about Santana Garrett. If you guys are not familiarized with her, she was part of the first ever Mae Young Classics. I think she was eliminated in the first round, I'm not sure. But she has been with many promotions, such as Women Wrestling, Impact. I can go as far as that, but I'm excited for this. Just hope they use her well, because she's an amazing athlete. So that's all we got today. Now, if you want to leave a comment of anything I have talked about, such as what happened at the showcase that I attended, anything about New Japan, MLW, WWE, or whatever, leave a comment down below. Tell your friends to subscribe to us. But since Nico's not here, I'm here by myself. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.